Well, today we have a remarkable interview. The situation in Haiti is clearly troubling, but despite the devastation, the calamity of the catastrophic earthquake that struck on August 14th, yes, 14th. The situation on the ground in Grand South region of Haiti is marked by hope and optimism, partly because of the gentleman in front of me, Mr. Ritho Jean-Louis. My name is Jeff Tucker. I'm chair of EarthSave here in Florida. And we are in a partnership with Our Solution. Our Solution. What does Our Solution mean, Ritho?
Our solution. We are the solution to the problem.
Oh, wow. And what is the problem?
The problem is everywhere, especially in Haiti right now. As the earthquake struck and a lot of the people lost their lives, and yet many of them are suffering due to lack of preparations and absence of government.
Ritho, you are the president of Our Solution 2004 Incorporated, but in fact, something changed in your life back in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew struck. Can you run through that?
Yes, Jeff. First, I must say thank you for having me at Vegan City TV.
Veganville.
Veganville TV.
Wait.
Yes. In 1992, after Andrew, that was my first experience with crisis where people have no electricity and their house was destroyed and many people lost their lives. My experience there allowed me to understand the needs when you're in a moment like this. What does it mean to have a hot meal? Have some drinking water and a place to lay your head. At Andrew, I was able to experiment that and understand, and that's when I started to serve as volunteer and right there in the homestead to distribute ice, water, and hot meal with church that I was going, which is Baptist Church in Homestead. From there, I understand the importance of needs, people's needs. When calamity arises, such as hurricane or earthquake, people are misplaced their goods. They cannot sustain or they cannot do things for themselves. So that's when you assist. It's a most sensitive time. You have children, those who have children don't know where the next meal coming from. And they are exposed on the air and where they're gonna sleep the next day. So today we are looking at the same thing happen in places like Haiti, when not too long ago they experienced an earthquake in 2010, yet there were no preparation. And you always take me back to Andrew, how the government and states and church and community-wise, everyone was involved to assist those who are in need. What happened today when our humankind, when our fellow citizens are in such a peril and not too much people responsible? It's a big question. And Jeff, I do thank you for paying attention. But vegans, this community, the society itself, to support us in Haiti and what we are doing to assist each person one day at a time to help make a difference. And life, like such a hero, Ritho Dimash, who went to save the life of his child, little kid, plus 13 people, 13 others, under the rubble, and he yet almost lost his. So we took him and his family to our place to assist him with doctors and food every day.
So we jumped from Hurricane Andrew. We quickly slid through 2010, the earthquake, and now we're looking at relief efforts on the ground. We can call it ground zero.
Ground zero, of course.
N'est-ce pas?
It's nothing left there.
There's nothing left there.
It's nothing. For those that remain buildings, they're cracks. They're about to fall at any time, any given time. And it's not safe for no one to stay there. But the people out there have no choice but to go under the concrete, that slide concrete about to fall when it's raining. That's the most dangerous.
We
They
know.
go there willingly just so that they don't get wet when it's raining at night.
Well, of course, we had here in South Florida, as you know, recently on Miami Beach, the building collapse became international news. Days and days and weeks of focus, community engagement. But what is the relative situation comparatively in Haiti? It's not one building. It's not one.
It's many buildings. The comparison is different. That here in the United States, you have the insurance company that may take over. You have the government to take care for its people. In Haiti, pretty much nothing is structured that way. The absence of government, you're only waiting for international aids coming from with different organizations. The government have not prepared for such a chaotic situation. Because as you understand, just a couple months ago, they assassinated the president of Haiti.
So, after you got a taste of service in catastrophe, disaster relief, back at Hurricane Andrew,
Yes.
you were there in Haiti. Were you living there in 2010? Were you a resident?
Now, in 1992, I was a resident here in the United States.
Yeah.
In 2010, with our organizations, we were training people to job place them and in different countries to help the Haitians community to become self-sustained with one of our guest worker program we have with our organizations. However, I left Haiti on January 1st to come here to the United States for more inks for our printers and stuff. Yes, I left my partner, who was Kelly from Jamaica, in Haiti to continue what we call the recruiting process. January 12th, I came, and it was like a lightning. And I flew right there when I was able to travel, because it was like a big standing still. After the earthquake, no one was able to move or fly the country. I went through the Dominican Republic and be able to drive to Haiti. However, what happened then caught the people like a strike. No one was prepared then, and yet today, 11 years later, no one still prepared. Although that to be able to prepare, you got to well educated and be prepared for something you know it's coming. No one knows that they were going to have this August 14 earthquake. Although it does not hit the same area, but yet no part of the government was ready to assist to move, or what we call relocated, the citizens of Grand South. And today I haven't seen the process of any way the government is taking responsibility to relocate the citizens of Grand South to somewhere else. What we have today in questions is the crisis that rising after the earthquake because of lacking of service. We as a small organization, I said small organizations because of the budget that we operate in, we're limited of resource of what we can do. But as we see the problem is arising every day by creating another tent city situation. And strongly believe with the tent city